What's going on, guys? It is MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're talking about our awesome challenge series account here. I'm currently at 1 month. I just bought the monthly gem pack. I'm going to collect it as soon as we go back to the main screen here. But for those of you who are watching for the first time, here's a quick rundown. I'm doing a low spender challenge. I'm not using a single legendary, no epics. I'm using rares, uncommons, and commons only. The goal is to get to endgame. We're trying to compete in Gold Arena. We are trying to finish the normal Doom Tower, faction wars, all of the endgame stuff, max level dungeons, with simply using rares, uncommons, and commons only. And yes, it might take quite some time. However, it's going to be a really fun challenge. I've been having a good time so far. I've been slacking a little bit on my playtime since I had to do a lot of farming on my main account, but it definitely has been fun, and I have massive improvements to show you guys. I've pulled incredible champions. I do have one shard that I am going to pull during this episode, so we will see if I can get anything good, but I'm very happy with the way things are going here. And for those of you curious, my budget is the monthly gem pack, like I said, I just purchased today, plus $25 per month. Last month I ended up not using the full amount of money. I ran out of things to buy outside of the Energy Warrior Circle pack that we did talk about, but I did get some really good pulls, so let's jump straight into the video and start going over all of the improvements since the last episode we saw. So as we can see here, I am going to claim my day one of the daily gem pack. Awesome. None of these other packs look appealing at all here. So the first thing we're going to talk about is I pulled another legendary. Incredible luck. Unfortunately, I can't use it. I am only fooding the epic champions I get, like we saw, where I used 4 epics as food for War Maiden, but I did pull Sissia. I probably shouldn't have pulled during the double sacred event. She was from the one sacred shard that I got from the campaign. Out popped Sissia. I was really hoping for another 4-star food, but this is what we dealt with. We did get quite a few voids, so this is the kind of big thing. I'm keeping as many champions as I can that are rares kind of on hold for now, because I do have to consider faction wars 3v3. I'm going to need a rather large roster. We did pull veteran, an amazing attack down champion. We have sentinel. Everyone knows about sentinel. I was able to pull executioner. I finally got a diabolist, so I'm happy about those things. And as far as the void rares we do see in the bottom here, I do have Dilgul, centurion, and fellhound, which I'm going to put to good use definitely later on in this series. Now as far as the main roster goes here, I have 6-starred 2 champions. I'm really happy about that. We have athel here, and we do have shield guard, and I elected not to rush for the 6-star when I first started this game. I cleared through the brutal campaign in 7 days with just 4 5-star champions, so it definitely went just as fast as if I had just simply rushed 1 6-star champion, so I was definitely happy with the results there. I do finally have athel and shield guard at 60, like I just said. My level 50s, as we can see here, Roughstone, War Maiden, and I did fully book War Maiden. I got incredibly lucky. I've been farming Deadlands. My experience has been lagging behind, but now I can finally focus on 12-3 farming with shield guard, who's an absolute beast in the campaign, and farm my food much more efficiently, and it will take longer. As we can see, the final void that I did get from the void shards that I got from the friend bonus was Painkeeper. Now Painkeeper, obviously I'm not going to be doing the Manator Painkeeper clan boss teams, but he's going to come up huge for progression. I've said this before, I haven't been able to show it. Now I will, as far as his AoE heal, reducing the cooldowns of many vital champions that I'm going to have to use to progress through all of these dungeons. So I'm excited to get him to 5-star, eventually 6-star. He's probably not going to be my next 6-star or the 6-star after that, but he's definitely on the list to get up as high as possible. He's going to be a huge asset in faction wars for that Dark Elf faction, so I'm happy about that. He's going to go pretty far on his own. Even though he only has 1 AoE, he's a lot of utility that he does add to whoever I do add along with this. Another new champion that I did pick up that you guys haven't seen yet is Kael. So Kael's going to come in handy, obviously for clan boss with the poisons, but probably he's going to shift into my arena champion. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with him just yet. Faction wars is going to be essential. Clan boss, like I said, with the poisons, so I'm going to see where he fits in, and I'm not sure if he's going to be the next 6-star or if Roughstone, War Maiden. I'm still figuring these things out, but this brings us to the next point. I haven't done anything but campaign. Now I'm going to show you guys after I pull this ancient shard, because I said I would. Let's see what we're going to get here. I almost forgot, so let's go. What are we going to get? Something good, perhaps? And we have a Beast Wrestler. I believe I've already gotten one of him. Nothing too crazy. Does have a black revive, so possibly some potential. Increases damage inflicted by 50% for the first hit on each enemy. Decent synergy there. So he's going to hit hard. Maybe Ice Golem down the line, I'm not sure. But now that we pulled that champion, he's probably going to be food, or I might save him for a 5-star chicken and really take advantage of him in the faction wars. That's the big brain play that you should be doing with all of your food, especially if you are early game. So what we're going to do now is, like I said, I've been living in the campaign. I haven't done anything, so let's see how far we can get on the important dungeons to my progression. We left off at stage 11. Let's see if we can actually move into stage 12 now that I do have more advanced champions. The question is, who am I going to use for this? Am I going to keep the same roster that I had? Am I going to put in probably Kael, although his accuracy isn't that great and he's not booked. So I have 86 accuracy, kind of a coin toss. Let's go ahead and give it a go. I'm going to go with the speed lead for this, unless I do find that I am struggling there. So let's go ahead. I'm unfortunately not speed tuned. I'm missing a few key pieces from War Maiden here. As we can see that Athel did go first, being the fastest, but this hopefully will be a cakewalk. I know I struggled heavily the last time I was here with these waves. My champions, besides I believe Shield Guard, were all dying for this wave here, so this is kind of a good thing to see, although Kael came very close to dying there. So hopefully Mother Superior has a heal available for Kael, and of course she doesn't, and no attack down even landed there. We do have some poison on the boss, which is going to help a lot. Now I do have masteries on 3 champions, 3 or 4, 3 champions. I haven't really had anything to use for the gems. I've gotten plenty of energy. Those daily packs that Plarium gives is absolutely huge. Okay, so Kael already died. He did a little bit, but not a ton for the fight. So the daily free packs that we get, absolutely massive. The energy we got from the 2-year anniversary and the energy that we got from the most recent patch definitely helped me out a lot and gave me quite a bit of energy. So I've been just using gems to mastery the champions, and I haven't really had a lot else to use. I do have quite some energy stored up in the mailbox, ready to use for whatever dragon stage I end off on, if it does seem worth it. If I cannot get high enough with the champions that I do have here, I'm not going to use them. So we are green affinity here, so I have to consider, is it worth keeping in Shield Guard, or is it worth bringing in someone like a Roughstone? I think as of right now, Shield Guard is way too strong on this account. However, based on the damage from the last run there to Kael, I'm probably going to swap back over to an HP aura in all battles to make sure I'm really playing this safe here. So now we have the typical, what is stage 20 for the waves here, so I know what to expect. Warden, Apothecary, which would be nice to pick up here as I don't have a turn meter booster. Besides Diabolist, who I haven't leveled yet. We have the weak attack down from Mother Superior, which can come in handy, although it doesn't have 100% chance to land, so these are all things I have to consider here. This is going to be the wave I'm concerned about here, because we're not going to one-shot them, they are going to get a turn, so we have to see how much damage is going to be done to my team. We have defense down. I knew that was game over as soon as I saw the defense down on our level 50 Kael here, so no poisons on the boss. Kael will most likely be the first person I get out of this team here if I want to go further in this. We're going to have to see how the dragon goes though. So here's the dragon. As we can see, his health has scaled considerably. Thankfully I do have Giant Slayer on Athel, which should help out a bit with defense down and hopefully weaken being applied from Athel, although it hasn't popped up yet. Shield Guard is actually using Helm Smasher because I'm electing to go with more of a wave clear role for Shield Guard instead of something like War Master, where it would help me out in Clan Boss. I can already get the top chest fairly easily on normal difficulty, and Clan Boss doesn't mean a lot to my account as far as the rewards I get until I really get to Brutal, and I'm definitely a ways away from Brutal. I'm probably going to need 4 or 5 Clan Boss type champions for Brutal on the Clan Boss, and we are actually taking quite a bit of damage here. We have a few people. Okay, Mother Superior, she has a small continuous heal. Maybe it's going to be enough. I do think that it's going to come down to me kind of getting over this hurdle here, making sure that Shield Guard continues to be the carry champion, although one more inhale and it's more likely than not that I am going to wipe. And we are weak affinity with Mother Superior, so maybe she is someone that I end up swapping out here. We will see after this. I can always manual this for progression purposes, but let's see how far we can get. And I'm 99% sure that Athel is not going to solo this. Once the next inhale comes out, even though she is fast enough to go twice, I would need Giant Slayer procs. Yeah, not even close here. We should get one shot. Let's see. Not quite. Okay. I won't judge it too quickly. We do have 2 poisons, which could be problematic. We have to kill it before another inhale. If that doesn't happen, we are done. Absolutely done. The good thing is I do have her fast enough to where she's going twice every time the dragon goes once. Let's see, is the health low enough here? And this should be game, set, match. Okay, so this is not consistent for farming. We got our solid 5 mystery shards, and I'm not really complaining about that because I do need the food. So let's go ahead and move on to stage 14 now. This is red affinity, problematic for Athel, who did just carry. However, shield guard is strong affinity here. So with that being said, I'm definitely going to be taking out our kael here. And I can also take out Athel, possibly, or Armiger. Now Armiger is going to have lots of utility for the dragon with that enemy max health hit. He does have decent gear, nothing crazy. I don't think Mother Superior is going to do enough as far as protecting my team, since these champions should be hitting extremely hard. I'm going to give it one attempt with her in. If I do fail, and it is quite close, we can see how things go, and I will put Armiger in for Mother Superior in that healing role, but like I said, we have to play it by ear. Okay, these waves aren't dying, which is going to be a blessing and a curse. It's going to let us cycle our cooldowns faster, which means that we'll have the proper and strong cooldowns up for the next wave, which can actually end up helping us more than it hurts us. So I might take, okay, let me just take this off of auto, making sure that I have the proper cooldowns for the next wave. And let's put this back on auto. Hopefully the defense down is applied from War Maiden. Okay, it wasn't, so it didn't cycle quick enough, which is a problem. I think War Maiden's gonna die. Yes, she's gonna die. She was instantly crit. Now, if a Roughstone dies here, I don't think we're gonna be able to pull this off with just 3 champions here based on us struggling last time. And Athel's getting very low. Okay, Athel's actually dead. Can Armiger do what Athel did in the last round? I don't think so, since once again, we're not running War Master. We have Helm Smasher. He does have a lot of healing, and he does get the turn meter 4 crits, but this is not looking good. We're just gonna play this by ear, see how this goes, see what it's like when we do get to the dragon. Okay, tons of health on this guy. We're not even denting him. There is no chance, I can tell you already, that we're going to do this. Let's go ahead and edit the team, see if it is possible by making a few champion swaps. Now this is going to be a shot in the dark for sure. However, let's just see how far we can go. So Athel wasn't surviving all the way to the boss, and the heals weren't doing a lot. So let's go ahead and swap in Armiger and see if this changes anything. Now, I don't have a lot of hope here. I think our last level was going to be the peak. Let's just not jump to conclusions here. We did get a lucky refresh there on the cooldown, which is good. If we can make it through this first stage here with no irregular crits, I think we're going to be fine. We're going to hold that AoE ability for the next wave. Let's stick to using the A1 here. We will A1 again. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. This is where we lost 3 champions on our last attempt. So we use the AoE, still don't have that defense down. Pretty much if War Maiden gets crit here, I am in trouble. So let's see what happens. Okay, we got crit, but we didn't die. And I think I'm going to take this and manual it once again here. Let's use the AoE, boost the turn meter. We have the defense down now, which is good. Okay, we just got demolished by Shatterbones here. He's great, I know it. He knows it after one-shotting our champions. Armiger is still alive, so there's like a little bit of hope left. We have no heals. Maybe Shield Guard one-shots them. It's very possible. Okay. So I probably should have targeted Mystic Hand there. That was very risky by me. I'm only going to get 1 hit out of... I'm going to get 1 hit. Okay, this is fine. Please apply weaken. Be nice to me. Okay, no weaken. That's unfortunate. As you can tell, he's not fully booked here. This might be 15,000. That's probably the only hit I am, in fact, going to get from this guy. Now the weaken applies, which is good. I don't believe I can apply decreased speed on the dragon. Let's go ahead and see how we're doing here with... Okay, we basically did nothing there. turn meter boost isn't going to be enough here, so Armiger should die unless I get lucky with another weak hit. Let's see if Giant Slayer procs and really takes off some of this shield here. One more hit from Shield Guard, and no, we're still going to get stunned. Okay, so Armiger's dead. He didn't do a lot. It's very unlikely these two are going to be able to solo the rest of this dragon, simply based on how much health he has. And although it's not doing that much damage, they are both in lifesteal, which is the good news. But we are suffering from weak hits and once again no Giant Slayer procs, so it's going to be problematic for Athel here if she really wants to heal up. And we're actually not hitting hard enough to be healing, so all of these things coming together is going to result more likely than not in another loss here. And we should probably see it as I take it off of auto now. Let's use this A2 to boost the turn meter. Let's A1 again for any chance at Giant Slayer. We have the weaken applied. No, don't have enough. And based on where we're at and how much damage is being done, we are not going to complete this. So we were stuck on 12, we completed 12 and 13. So 1 6-star only let us improve 2 levels in the dragon. So I'm not in a comfortable spot where I'm ready to be farming this yet. Ideally, I would want to be at 16 before I would ever consider wasting energy on the dragon. Until then, I have no problem with sitting back and farming food. Now that we did that, let's go ahead for Spider. This is where I'm going to get probably the bulk majority of my progression in, hopefully at least, because, and as we can see, I didn't even have War Maiden the last time I attempted this, but now that my champions are 5-star, 6-star, and Ascended, I do have all of these opening slots for accessories, so this is something I'm looking forward to. So for now, we're going to use HP Aura here, and let's see how this goes and see what the improvement is from the last time. I'm going to put this on full auto here and kind of just let it fly. We are one-shotting the Spiderlings, which is a massive improvement from the last time we were in here. I don't believe I'm at 100% crit rate, but as we can see, Shield Guard is going to be the MVP here. He gains so much turn meter, and once again, Armiger doing pretty much God's work here, reducing the turn meter. So these two champions, Armiger is probably going to be my next 6-star after seeing this, and after we did just explain how important the Spider is going to be for my progression, getting those accessories that I do need. And once again, Shield Guard just being an absolute monster, increasing his turn meter over and over again, one-shotting the ads, well, almost one-shotting the ads. The decrease speed is now on the Spider, so we are looking good. We have the enemy max health, 38,000, definitely impressive. By Armiger was only a 5-star, so we should have this, and this should be a safe farming level. I'm happy with this so far. Not a ton of damage from Roughstone. He's probably the worst geared of everyone currently in front of us now. Surprisingly enough, War Maiden has 182 accuracy, which is pretty crazy for a 5-star War Maiden with no banner. As we all know, 210 to 220 accuracy is all you need for stage 20. The fact that I have her at 180 accuracy already at 5-star this early into the game with 0 points of accuracy in the Great Hall is a massive advantage that I do have, and I did get lucky. I have an amazing chest piece on her with accuracy. I think I have a triple roll on accuracy on her shield, so that's going to come in handy. So we completed stage 9, a minute and 33, can't complain about that time. Not that time's really an issue. This is what I'm worried about here. Blue Affinity, stage 10, is this going to be the roadblock or will I be fine? So let's go ahead and take a look, see what we're working with here. It's all going to come down to, is the weak affinity deterrence from Shield Guard, who's a pretty big carry champion, going to be enough to wall me on this stage, or can I get past to the next stage? Let's go ahead and see what happens here, and I guess we just hope for the best. We decrease cooldown, which is going to come handy a lot. I do have the mastery that decreases the cooldown here, and I'm just so impressed with this damage. I would recommend to anybody using a Shield Guard, do what I do and go with Helm Smasher on this champion. But you can get the additional boss damage from something like War Master. Helm Smasher is just so strong with his kit, with that AoE, so I'm looking forward to all of these things. Now, the Spiderling actually did get a turn, so I may actually need Mother Superior here to make sure my champions are fast enough to actually kill these Spiderlings. Let's go ahead. It looks like Armiger is going to die here, and maybe the rest of them are going to die. My only hope may in fact be Saint Mother Superior. Let's see if she's going to be able to carry me. I'm not going to give up on it just yet here. I'm going to see what happens with this next heal, if we can keep the Spider down. Now, we don't have a lot of turn meter. Well, we have no turn meter manipulation left, so it's going to be, can I kill the spiderlings fast enough to where the spider isn't healing? That's the main question here. Another benefit I do have is going to be Shield Guard cleansing 1 poison. It's not good enough to just cleanse 1 poison if he has 10 or 15 on him, but it should be good enough to keep him alive with his lifesteal gear. So small heal, not doing as much damage as I'd like to. I don't think I'm going to be able to pass this through. So I'm going to go ahead and wait until the end of the battle, and I will see what's going to happen, and we'll find out together. Alright guys, so we're pretty deep into the fight, and then there were 3. It pretty much comes down to this right now. Is the spiderling going to heal? Or am I going to be fine? Armature, Shield Guard just absolutely popping off right now. I keep calling him Armature for some reason, so disregard that. So we did it. Is it safe? Not really safe, but let's see if we can move on to stage 11 here. We're strong with Armature and Shield Guard, which is going to be good. Athel is weak here. I don't think I'm going to keep Roughstone in. I don't think he adds enough to this. I do want the increased speed now since we're getting into kind of more difficult territory. I don't really want to risk anything. I want to make sure I'm getting as many turns in as possible. And it's just so demoralizing seeing this spider's health skyrocket. Look at those small slivers, and I know it only gets larger and larger. However, like I said, Shield Guard is doing some major damage. So the goal here is use Athel as sort of a off affinity tank, which should work to our benefit here. She does have the extra turn, reducing her cooldown, which is why I really like her as a starting champion, whether she's burning through detrimental debuffs to her kit, or for this instance where she has the ability to keep healing once taking damage from lifesteal from the War Master mastery, and keep using that AoE over and over again. So the spiderling did just heal for the first time here, so we're going to have to play this by ear and see if we can do enough damage to this spiderling. Make sure he's not full healing every time I get decent progress going here. Alright guys, so unfortunately our peak is in fact going to be stage 10. You hate to see it, it is quite unfortunate. I think what I would have to do is actually book Mother Superior, making sure her heal is up more often, because I did lose Armature and War Maiden to very little health just before Shield Guard one-shot all of the spiderlings, so I'm pretty sure that's a cooldown that I may have to use my books on. But just to give you guys an idea on where I am sitting as far as books go, I'm probably not going to be using my legendary books at all. I'm going to save it for when I give this account away at the end. You'll have legendary books for whatever legendaries I do have in the vault after this is done. I do have 9 books here, so reducing the cooldown of this by 1 turn, the cooldown of this by an additional turn, and improving the healing of this may be worth it. I'm going to have to think that over. You can definitely give your thoughts in the comment section if you want to about Mother Superior, if I should go ahead and book her. As you can see here, I'm missing 1 book from Athel, which is kind of the last book I would need to make it 100%. I'm okay with the odds for progression, because a lot of progression is going to come down to RNG anyways, so having that 90% chance instead of 100 isn't as big of a deal to me, because weekend is rarely going to be the determining factor in any content that I am in fact doing. With that being said, I'm probably going to save my books just to be safe in case I do pull any champion for a rare that's going to be game changing. I'm sure you all can think of many rare champions that would be game changing for me. I'm probably going to hold on to my books just in case that happens, so I am prepared for that, and I'm going to work with what I have, get them to 6-star before rushing through this. I can do a comfortable spot in the spider where I can fill out the accessories of the champions that I don't currently have accessories on. As we can see, I'm missing 2 from Shield Guard, which would be massive as far as an improvement goes, so I can definitely farm there. War Maiden, can't use anything. I have an amazing necklace here, as we can see, crit damage on Kael, which is why I was leaning towards Arena for him. I have no accessories on Armature, so lots of potential there. Also, his crit rate isn't at 100%, so he could use some work there. Roughstone's missing a necklace, Athel is missing a banner, so all of these things together can definitely wind up and improve my account significantly. But as I just mentioned, I'm probably going to sit back, 6-star a bunch more champions, not rush into anything because time is my friend here. Alright guys, that's going to conclude this episode of the challenge account series. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to try to be streaming this a lot more than I have been recently. The Yoshi fragment event has taken a lot of my time on the main account, so I haven't been able to keep up with this account as much as I would like to, but you can definitely expect more videos as I do go to push on in Faction Wars and also push in the Doom Tower, which I haven't done yet, so I'm looking forward to showing you that as well. As always guys, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you all in my next upload.